really super important, especially as a man. Like, we try to convince ourselves that, and I just think it's just because of the product of society that we live in, with masculinity getting eroded, of course, but we try to convince ourselves as men that other things matter more than power and influence, when in truth, that's all that ever matters, right? This is why money is everything and status is everything and power is everything, because without money, status, and power, you can't really solve any problems, right? You can't fix things or do things for anyone if you're not powerful, capable, influential at all. What can you do for anybody? What we're judged based off how useful we are as men. We are born with the burden of performance, understand? And it's because we are born with the burden of performance, we have to perform. And everything that we do that does not increase our capability or does not make us better performers is actually a distraction. And this is also why I believe that so many young men are not able to reach their max potential or reach the pinnacle of their life, because they have so many things that they can distract themselves with from the fact that they are a loser and they are incapable, right? When you can go out as a young guy, especially in your early 20s, when you could just go out, party, drink, smoke, scroll on TikTok all day, scroll on social media all day, right? When you could just watch movies, watch sports, watch all these different things, like, you can be entertained in so many different ways. Why would you suddenly have a ridiculous amount of hunger and motivation to become as capable as possible? You just wouldn't, because there's so much that you can do that can shield you from the fact that you're a loser, which is why I say the only way that you can become as capable as possible is if you can feel the distance between you now and the success and level of success that you want to see in your own life. It's like you have to feel the distance. If you never feel the distance, you never get the power, the pain, or you never get that feeling of pain and suffering that you need to push you to that level. You need to feel the full distance. You need to sit at the bottom of the mountain and see how high the mountain is. You have to see it, so you know you can digest what you have to go through to get to the peak. You have to see it. But a lot of guys never get to see the full mountain because they can do all this other dumb shit. They can chase hoes, they can play video games, right? They can sit and watch sports all day. They can just sit in their mom's basement, right? There's so many other things that you can do that can distract you from becoming as capable as possible. And that's why you're not capable. And this means that the only way you can become a winner is if you feel like a loser. And in order to feel like a loser, you have to get rid of everything in your life that distracts you from it. This is why you can't go clubbing. This is why you can't be partying all the time. This is why you can't play video games. This is why you can't just be chasing hoes all around. This is why you can't be sitting and watching sports all day. This is why you can't do any of these quote unquote fun things, these living life things. That's why you can't just be traveling for no fucking reason. This is why you can't do these things. Because when you remove all these things from your life, you realize how much you actually suck. You realize you're a loser and you have no clout, no influence, no capability, no money, no anything. This is good. You want to feel that because it makes you angry, right? You feel frustrated by feeling that. You'd be mad to think to yourself, I'm like, damn, I fucking suck, bro. This kind of my life, I'm kind of shit. I'm not very smart. I'm not very capable. I'm not rich. I'm not influential at all. I'm not charismatic. I'm not extroverted. If those are skills and abilities that I want, I don't have these things. And now that you know you don't, now you can spend all your time working for these things. And that's the whole point. When all the living your life and live up your 20s and fuck around your 20s goes away, when all those activities, you don't do that shit anymore, now all your time and attention can be focused on becoming as capable as possible. And this is how you end up living a very lit life as a man. Because when I started with this monologue, power is everything. And the only way you can gain power is to know you're powerless. Because that's what will give you the drive and the hunger to seek it, right? So you got to remove all the distractions from your life, bro. You really fucking do, because if you don't, you will never know you're a loser. And even though it sucks to feel like a loser, it's the only way you can become a winner. How can you become a winner if you don't know you're losing? No, I really let that sink in. Let that sink in. Let that sink in. How can you know? How can you become a winner if you don't know you're a loser? You can't. It's impossible. You have to know you're losing to start wanting to win, or to change your behavior to win. So let that just sit in your mind a little bit. But let's continue.